All right, I'm gonna give you the same answer I would give my own family. This isn't the answer that gets me a listing appointment. This is not the answer that makes me sound optimistic. This is the actual answer to the question, should you sell your Denver home in 2026? So for some of you watching, yes, of course, absolutely you should. For others, you should probably wait 12 months. And for a few of you, honestly, you probably shouldn't sell at all. In this video, I'm going to show you which category you're in using real Denver market data and the same framework I use with every seller client we work with. So before we get into whether you should sell, let's look at where the Denver market actually stands right now, because a lot of what you're reading in the headlines doesn't match what we're seeing on the ground in the market. So here's what the data shows us as of mid-2026. The median home price in Denver is $615,000. That's up 3% year over year. Not the explosive gains we've seen previously, but steady, healthy appreciation. 25.7% of Denver homes sold above the asking price in April, with a sale to list ratio of 98.7%, and homes priced correctly are going under contract in 16 to 18 days. Now, here's the nuance that matters for sellers. Denver has about 2.1 months of inventory right now. Anything under 3 months is technically a seller's market, but it's not the frenzied market of 2021. Buyers have options. They can be pickier. So what that means in plain English, a well-priced, well-presented home in Denver is selling well. An overpriced and underprepared home sits. And that distinction, well-priced versus overpriced, is going to matter a lot as we walk through your decision. So let's start with sellers who should absolutely move forward in 2026. So you should sell now if you've owned your Denver home for 5 or more years and you want to sell. The average Denver homeowner who bought in 2019 or earlier has accumulated significant equity, in many cases $150,000 to $250,000 or more, depending on the neighborhood. That equity is real money, and the window to capture it at current prices may not stay open forever. You should also sell now if your life circumstances have changed in a way that your current home no longer fits. Growing family, empty nest, new job in a different part of the metro, divorce, retirement. The market is not the only variable in this decision. Your life is a variable too, and that one matters a lot. And you should sell now if you're planning to leave Colorado entirely. Denver home prices relative to most other markets, Texas, Midwest, Southeast, still give you significant purchasing power when you land elsewhere. A $615,000 Denver home buys a lot of house in Nashville or Raleigh. We actually just had clients sell in northern Colorado as they were relocating to Florida, and it made absolute sense for them to shed this Colorado house and ultimately pay cash for their Florida home because they didn't really want that accidental landlord lifestyle. All right, now let's talk about the sellers who should wait. And I want to be honest here, this is the advice that costs us some listings, but it's the right advice for those clients. So you should probably wait if you bought your home in 2022 or 2023 and did not make significant improvements to it. So that was the peak of the market in Denver. If you purchased during that window, there's a real chance your home has not fully recovered to what you paid for it, especially after you factor in closing costs. Selling now could mean breaking even at best or realizing a loss at worst. You should maybe consider giving it 12 to 18 more months. You should also wait if you haven't done the work to prepare your home. The Denver buyers who are active right now are discerning. A home with deferred maintenance, dated finishes, or a yard that needs attention is going to sit or sell at a discount that erases what you might have gained. If you need 90 days to get the home ready, take the 90 days. The cost of a properly prepared listing versus a rushed one is often $20,000 to $40,000 in final sales price. And wait if you don't know where you're going yet. This is the move up trap. You sell your Denver home, great. Now you need to buy something else in the same market you just sold into. If you're moving up in price, make sure you've done that math on both sides of the transaction before you put the for sale sign in the yard. All right, and now the scenario most agents won't tell you about. So some Denver homeowners shouldn't sell, at least not right now. For many of you, you have a mortgage rate below 4%. That is an asset, and it is genuinely hard to replace. The average 30-year rate right now is in the mid to upper 6% range, and selling your home means giving up that rate. Buying a comparable home at today's rate could mean $800 to $1,200 more per month in mortgage payment on a similar purchase price. So that math only makes sense if you're capturing significant equity or making a life change that justifies it. If you're selling just because the market feels good, but you love your home, your neighborhood, and your rate, that is not really a reason to sell. The market being a seller's market benefits you whether or not you ever put the house up for sale. Your equity is still growing. Now, if you want to sell and you've done the math and it still makes sense for your life, then of course, let's talk. But we would rather you go in clear-eyed than regret it 6 months later. So we walk through a simple framework with every seller before we ever talk about list price or timing. So these are 3 questions you can ask yourself right now. Question 1, where are you going to go after you sell? If you don't have a clear answer to this, or if the numbers don't work on the other side, you're probably not ready to sell, and that's okay. Question 2, what's your real net after costs? Not the sale price, the number you actually walk away with after fees, closing costs, repairs, and any concessions. A $700,000 sale price is not $700,000 in your pocket. Know that number before you decide anything. And question 3, does the math work for your next move? Whether that's buying somewhere else in Denver, moving to another state, or downsizing, run the full scenario, not just the sell side. And if all 3 questions have clear, good answers, you're ready to have a real conversation about selling. If any of them are fuzzy, that's the thing to figure out first. So should you sell your home in Denver in 2026? If you've owned for 5+ years, your life circumstances have changed, or you're leaving Colorado, the market is working in your favor right now, then let's talk. If you've bought in 2022 or 2023, or you haven't prepared your home yet, or you don't know where you're going, maybe give it a little bit more time. We can still help you with that process. The market will still be here. And if you have a rate below 4% and you love your home, don't let anyone pressure you into a decision when the math doesn't support it. If you want to talk through your specific situation, when you bought, what you owe, where you're thinking of going, I'll give you my honest take in about 15 minutes. No pitch, no pressure, just the answer. Link are in the descriptions. We can tell you your home's market value right now too. So just let us know what questions you have. And if you didn't watch last week's video yet on why Zillow's home value estimate might be $46,000 off, that is linked on the end screen. So knowing what your home is worth is step 1, the video is step 2, and we'll see you in the next one. I'm Jason, team lead with the Denver Group. We are here to answer all your real estate questions. Thanks for watching. Follow for more Denver.